Just a quick note in regards to how my camera is mounted to my bike. I have a PCX125, as you can see here. I'm using the suction pad with the GoPro here to mount it to the side. The PCX125 does have a few flat panels on the front and not so much on the rear, but more around the front for you to mount a suction pad. So this is what I had, so I was quite pleased that it goes on there nicely. Now you can see the little keyring hanging on the bottom. If I go around the back, right, so you can see at the back here I've got a little keyring here hanging off the bottom. Now that extends and it's a small wire cable, so I've got it literally just wrapped around one of the mounts, as you can see there. And all I basically do, just in case this the suction pad comes loose, it hasn't done to date, it's always stayed solid, going up to about 50-60 miles an hour, that is on there solid. But just in case it comes off, I extend this and I attach it to my keys up the top here. So I usually just unclip this here and put the metal cable through and attach it to my keys here. So you can see it's nicely secured up there, so if it was to come loose from if the suction pad was to come off, my camera won't go all over the floor, unless the clips actually broke here, but that's probably quite unlikely with the speeds I'm doing. So that's how I mount my GoPro to the bike. So I hope if you've got a PCX125, you're in luck. You've got quite a few panels spare, as I said, to mount the suction pad to. So I may try a chest mount or a helmet mount at some point to see which is the most stable. But there we go. So that's mounting the GoPro Hero2 to the Honda PCX125. Okay, so here we have the suction cup mounted on the side of the bike as just shown. We can see that we get a little bit of the bike in the shot here due to the wide angle of the HD Hero. You can adjust the HD Hero camera slightly more to get less of that, but that I don't mind the bike being in there slightly too much. The main thing is we can see that the footage is rather smooth. It's not jumping around too much. Not enough to give you motion sickness anyway. Relatively smooth for an inexpensive setup using just the suction cup. So to get it any smoother than this, you're probably looking at a much more sophisticated setup. But quite impressive for using just the suction cup alone attached to the side of the bike. So what we'll do now, we'll have a look at mounting the suction cup a bit more central and further up on the bike, and we'll test the quality there to see if we're able to get any more smoother than this. Now, if you would like to mount your GoPro a little bit higher up and more central on the bike, you can also mount it here. Although the actual glass here is curved, so the glass is actually curved, the GoPro suction mount still sits on the glass quite nicely. So although it's got a very slight curve, if I move to the start, I can't actually get the actual curve there, but it has got a very slight curve, but it's still enough to mount the suction pad quite nicely onto the curved glass there. So sits slightly higher up, and we'll take some footage and see what the video quality is like at this level. So that's slightly higher up and more central on the bike, up by the handlebars. So we can see straight away that the quality of the video here is nowhere near as good as the original video we have just seen. It's no way near as smooth. The video we initially saw mounting the suction cup further down on the bike is much smoother than this video here. So not advisable to mount your suction cup further up at the front of the bike. It seems to be much more stable the lower down and the more central you can have it. So that's with the suction cup. I'll put some of the initial video down in the bottom corner here so you can have a look at both side by side. Both relatively flat surfaces. The road surface on both was pretty much the same. So I'll try and get hold of a handlebar mount so we can have a look at the smoothness of that footage. But I hope this helps you in giving you a rough idea of where to mount your camera on your bike, and leave some comments below on how you progress and how smooth your footage is.